going to show how to put one of these crimp-on style connectors onto the end of the wire. This is 4 gauge I'm going to use for a ground. This is contrasted to this style, which just uses a hex key Allen, which tightens against the wire. Okay, so you needed some form of a cutting implement. These ones from Channel Lock work pretty well like this. You can use wire cutters, thinner wire, but for 4 gauge, 0 gauge, etc., you need something more like that. Now they do sell special tools to crimp these, but I've done pretty well with just a good set of vice grips and then a nice sharp razor blade. First step is to actually put, if you're going to have a boot on there, sometimes that won't fit over the connector once it's already on, so you put that boot on first. Check the ends of your wires, make sure they're in good shape. You might have to just cut a little off if they've oxidized a bit. Okay. Right, so first I'm just going to cut the very ends off here, get rid of any kind of oxidized parts there. Got nice shiny copper there now. Then kind of assess for how much you want to expose. I usually just go just a little bit beyond what's going to actually be inside of the connector, so right about there. A nice sharp razor blade all the way around, circular motion until it basically stops. This won't cut through the copper, so no big deal there. Just don't want to be fighting the rubber insulator if you don't cut it all the way around. But you can kind of bend it like that to see if you're all the way through. And then get those last little few strands. And then just kind of work it off like that. There we are. I do like to twist them, sometimes keep them, the strands okay, but sometimes when you do that, you could end up making them more bulky than they were before, and they may not fit into your connector. Just fit that right inside there. And then good vice grips kind of squeeze down on that. Now these are pretty tight, so the connectors are fairly hard to bend until they start to bend. So I start with the vice grips so it's not all the way tight, and then go a little more each time. Then I'll just kind of bend it in on itself just a little bit more. So that is on there really tight now. Bend it on itself just a little bit more, make it a little more round. All right, so that is super tight there. Put this over that. Now if you had a special crimper for these, it would look prettier, but this is totally fine because it's getting covered up with a boot like that. Looks nice.